Today, I want to talk to you about something uncomfortable. What actually happens if you don't prepare for Amazon ending their prep services in 10 days. Now, I'm not trying to scare you, but I am trying to give you the real picture. Because I've seen sellers make critical mistakes during transitions like this before, and it costs them big. So let's walk through this scenario. It's January 2nd, 2026. Amazon is no longer accepting prep work, and you didn't set up a prep center. So what happens? First, you're going to scramble and find any prep center that has capacity. And here's the problem, you're not alone. Thousands of sellers are doing the exact same thing in that first week of January. The good prep centers, they're full. They've been onboarding clients for weeks, so you're left with three options, and none of them are good. Option A, you go with an untested prep center because they're the only ones with capacity. And look, I'm not saying they're all bad, but there's a reason they have capacity when everyone else is full. Maybe they're new and don't have systems in place. Maybe they cut corners. Maybe their quality control is questionable. I've seen sellers lose thousands of dollars because rushed prep centers damaged inventory, mislabeled units, or didn't follow Amazon's guidelines. And now you're dealing with stranded inventory and account health issues. Option B, you decide to do it yourself. You think, how hard can it really be? So now you're spending your time you should be spending on sourcing and scaling, you're spending it polybagging products, printing labels, and doing QC checks. So let's do some math. Say you process 500 units a week. At a conservative 3 minutes per unit for prep, that's 25 hours, a whole part-time job. So what's your time really worth? If you value your time even at $50 an hour, you're spending $1,250 a week in opportunity cost. That's $5,000 a month. And that's assuming you do it correctly and don't make mistakes that cost you even more. But it gets worse. You need space, you need supplies, you need to manage shipping to multiple Amazon warehouses. And if you're scaling, forget about it. DIY just doesn't scale. Option C, and this is what I'm really worried about for some sellers. You freeze. You can't find a good prep center. You don't want to DIY, so you just stop sending inventory. I talked to a seller last year who had a different logistics issue that froze their pipeline for just 3 weeks. In that 3 weeks, they lost $40,000 in revenue. Because here's what happens. Your listings start going out of stock, your BSR tanks, you lose your ranking, your advertising spend is now wasted because you're driving traffic to out-of-stock listings. And the worst part, when you finally do get inventory back in stock, you're starting from scratch. You have to rebuild your ranking, your reviews aren't driving the same conversion because your BSR dropped, and your competitors have taken market share. But let me tell you about the cost no one talks about. Stress. The mental load of scrambling to solve a logistics problem while trying to run your business. I've watched sellers make poor decisions, panic decisions really, because they're under pressure. This damages important relationships in their lives. Your manufacturer is confused because shipping addresses keep changing, your team is frustrated because processes keep breaking, your family is wondering why you're in the garage until midnight polybagging products. And opportunity cost? While you're dealing with this mess, your competitor who prepared in advance, they're launching new products, they're optimizing their listings, and they're scaling. So let me give you some actual numbers. This is what doing nothing typically costs. So you have lost revenue from stockouts, maybe 10 to 50 grand depending on your scale. Overtime or rush fees from scrambling, maybe 2 to 5 grand. Potential damaged inventory from bad prep, 1 to 10,000. Your time at DIY prep at 5 grand a month in opportunity cost. And rush onboarding fees that many prep centers charge for quick setups. So we're talking $20,000 to $70,000 in the first quarter alone for a mid-sized seller, and that's pretty conservative. Here's the thing, this is all completely avoidable. You still have time, not much time, but enough. The sellers who are going to win in 2026 are the ones who treat this like what it is, a major business transition that requires planning. Look, I started Pacific Prep because I saw how critical good prep services are to Amazon sellers. And this transition, it's going to separate the professional sellers from the hobbyists. The professionals are reaching out right now, asking questions, visiting facilities, and getting onboarded. The hobbyists are hoping it'll work itself out. Which one are you going to be? Link down below, let's talk about your transition. Let's make sure January 1st is just another day for your business, not a disaster. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.